Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Friday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which is the 26th of March. With a number of top-end trainers looking to the Red Centre in the upcoming Alice Springs Cup Carnival, field sizes are a little on the light side in Darwin this week, with just 2 each-way betting affairs. That said, there appears to be some quality amongst the 5 races on the card, and we'll again see the impressive St Pat's Cup winner I Am the Fox in the feature of the day. Racing gets underway at the mid-afternoon time of 3:21 p.m, with the biggest field of the day, time to go at 5:35. The open is the Karen Brown Fine Art Handicap, a 0 to 64 event over 1,300 metres. Only 5 line up in the first of the day, and my numbers are 1, 3 and 2. I'm going here with the top weight Captain Apollo, trained by Gary Clark and Jared Todd in the saddle. Of course, that combination needs no introduction. A good second last time out behind Weapon. That was on the 19th of February. But crucially, that was a 0 to 76. He's dropping way back to a 0 to 64. He's drawn the outside of the 5, but that won't matter at the 1,300 barrier, and I can just see him being too good for this field. Number 1 on top for me. To beat number 3, With Pleasure, from the Phil Cole stable, Alice Lindsay. Great to see Alice riding so well. A double here at the last meeting and a winner at the previous meeting, and she's really hitting her straps again. With Pleasure, a last start winner in benchmark 54 company over 1,200. The step up to the 1,300 won't worry With Pleasure, is a previous winner at the trip. And I've got her in to run second. And in for third, number 2, Hustlin' Humph. Bit of a test for Hustlin' Humph this week. He's racing over 1,300. He's never had a start over the trip. David Bates, his canny trainer, is giving him a bit of a test run, I suppose you'd say, over the 1,300. But with Adam Nichols in the saddle and coming off a very impressive last start win over 1,100 metres, I wouldn't leave him out of calculations. Numbers in the first, 1, 3 and 2. The second's the Kevin Sheedy Sportsman's Lunch on the 16th of April handicap. Obviously, the great man will be here in Darwin on that date, so log in to the Darwin Turf Club website and get your tickets for that Sportsman's Lunch. It will be certainly a good afternoon, no doubt. My numbers in the second, this is the 0 to 70 over the 1,100, 2, 1 and 3 for me. Gary Clark and Phil Cole dominate this, the 6 runners. They've got them between them, 3 each. And I'm really going with the Clark train runners here to head off the Cole ones. Going here with number 2, Patriot Day, Kim Gladwin aboard. Drawn 2, last start winner over 1,100. That was in 0 to 64 company. Stepping up in grade a little bit to the 70, but in this little field, I think he can get away with it. Pretty capable galloper on his day. And I've got him on top to beat number 1, Pasito, his stablemate. Jared Todd aboard. Hasn't had a run since the 4th of September, but a bit of a classy conveyance, Pasito, and I think can sprint well fresh, so I've got him in to be runner-up to his stablemate. And in for third, the third of the Clark train runners, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, another last start winner. She's had a freshen up, hasn't run since the 12th of December. Adam Nichols aboard. That was a Class 2 event over 1,100 metres, so the same trip again for Dizzy Miss Lizzie, and I think she can complete the Clark trifecta in race 2. 2, 1 and 3, my numbers. The third's the Philly Fridays Trobus 3-year-old and maiden event, also over 1,100. It's for the 3-year-olds and the maidens, and an 8-horse field to go around here, which is gratifying. Numbers here, 1, 5 and 3. Going here with the hat-trick chasing number 1, Hajime Naoki, trained by Phil Cole, Alice Lindsay in the saddle. This horse has won its last 2 in the hands of young Tessa Townsend, who visited from Toowoomba for a couple of meetings. Alice goes on, claims the 2 kilograms, take the weight down to 58.5, and won at 1,100 last time, 1,200 at the start before. Shows any amount of pace and will certainly take plenty of catching. 1 on top for me. To beat number 5, Creative Control. This horse having his first start in the top end, formerly trained in Victoria, now in the Gary Lafoe stable, and Paul Shires aboard. I saw this horse trial just the other week, and pretty impressed with the way it went about its work. Jumped to the front in that trial. They didn't go hard early, but certainly sprinted up the last 600 in pretty good time. Looks a likely type and a coming winner by Frankel. Got it in to run second. And in for third, number 3, Deep Seated from the Phil Cole stable, and WD in the saddle, Wayne Davis. Good run the other day for second behind stablemate Keller's Shelter, and getting close to a deserved win is a number 3, Deep Seated. 1, 5 and 3 in the third. We move to the fourth, the first of our 2 mile events on the card, the 1600s, and this one, the carnival tickets on sale now. Handicap, my word, I just heard our marketing manager Jamie Chadwick say only 100 days till the carnival. It's coming around ever so quick, and no doubt the pressure will start to go on. In the fourth, over the mile, as we mentioned, this one, the benchmark race, the average benchmark, so the open grade event, 1, 3 and 4 for me. Going here with the impressive St Pat's Cup winner in number 1, I Am the Fox, trained by Gary Lafoe, and Grassy Lion joins us again from Victoria to take the mount. He's riding at Launceston midweek, then flies to Darwin, then rides in Alice on the Saturday. So busy few days for the Grasshopper, and this was very impressive the other day. I Am the Fox sat just in behind the speed there in the St Pat's Cup, and got out late, ran down Looking For You for a very good win on what was a pretty wet track on that occasion. No doubt the horse will have improved for that. It was his first run in the top end for some time, and I've got him on top in the 5-horse field. To beat number 3, Fort Knox, a little disappointing in the St Pat's Cup. I thought he couldn't lead, and on that occasion had to settle for a trailing position behind Looking For You. He ran on only okay, I thought, finished 5th, but I wouldn't put it past him turning the tables on a few of those that beat him home the other day. Drawn 1, Jared Todd aboard, and in for 3rd, number 4, Paramuse Boy, rather. Hard one to spit out, that one. Wayne Davis aboard. Finished a very good 3rd to I Am the Fox in the St Pat's. Phil Cole trains, only beaten 4.5 lengths by I Am the Fox, so shorter race well again. My 4th selection, incidentally, is number 5, Looking For You. Went such a great race and only went down narrowly in the big one just a fortnight ago. So 1, 3 and 4 in the feature mile. And in the last, also over 1600 metres, the Silks Darwin Handicap, benchmark 54 event. Our biggest field of the day, 9 runners, 9 acceptors anyway, so hopefully they all go round. My numbers here, 5, 2 and 7. Recording to win for me in a pretty open affair. Wayne Davis aboard for Coley. Last start disappointed behind I'm a Puppet. That was on the 13th of March, but is a previous winner at, rather it's not a previous winner over the trip. It's had 2/3 from 4 starts, but this is a pretty tricky affair, and I thought Recording to Win on her best form would take some beating. In for second, number 2, Kowloon Kid. Racing fairly consistently for Gary Clark. Kim Gladwin aboard is another one who hasn't won at the trips, only had one start at the mile for a 3rd. So I think he'll be in the party. And in for 3rd, number 7, Underworld. One for a little bit longer odds here. A maiden, trained by Chris Nash, and Jason Lyon takes them out. Just been hitting the line strongly his last couple of runs. I think the mile will suit, even though out of his grade. 5, 2 and 7 in the last. Best bet of the day comes up in the first. Race 1, number 1, Captain Apollo. I just think this race falls beautifully into his lap, so I think he'll be getting the chocolates. Race 1, number 1. While the best roughie in race 3, number 2, Accumulate. Hasn't really shown a lot in its couple of runs in Darwin, but I think could be a quick improver from the Clark stable. Race 3, number 2, Accumulate for longer odds. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. No racing next weekend here in the Top End at Easter, but we'll be back the following Friday, so a fortnight's time, for our next meeting here in Darwin, and that falls on the 9th of April. And until then, good luck and good punting.